A year of retail recession. Let's have a look. Hello everyone, Florian Heise here, and welcome to another episode of Heise Says. I've got my morning stein of coffee, and I thought we would have a look at this article from news.com.au, which summarizes a painful year of recession in the retail sector, which, considering some of the recent reports about the bumper trading on Boxing Day, and the fact that I actually managed to avoid any shopping, just dropped Rachel off at Harbour Town, went back and had another nap. I'm quite happy with that. So what we'll do is, before we go through this article, I have a playlist here where we're looking at just different changes to the retail sector. I've got a live walkthrough of Australia Fair. Smart money is leaving retail, where a lot of the larger organizations are leaving the sector. So have a look at that playlist when you get a chance, guys. So let's jump here and get a summary of what's happened to the retail sector in 2019. Do you think it's a sign of the economy? Do you think it's a sign of the economy? Or maybe just some businesses aren't keeping or aren't adapting to changing trends and changing market? Now, if that's the argument, because we look here, as I've mentioned before, wage growth isn't going too well. GDP growth is trending down. So the economy is still sputtering along. But a large portion of our super funds are invested in this retail sector. So if this is businesses that aren't adapting to changes in the market, that worries me a little bit. What do you think about that theory, guys? So, when this hugely popular fashion chain collapsed late last month, Australian fans were devastated. Here's what actually went wrong. So, whichever way you look at it, it's been an annus horribilis for many big name retailers. Is that a what do you call reference to that book with the wizard? Harry Potter, there we go. In 2019, we witnessed the collapse of a slew of Aussie favourites, with some international players also folding in recent months. In January, menswear retailer Ed Harry went into voluntary administration, and a week later, Aussie sportswear favourite Skins also revealed it was on the brink of failure after applying for bankruptcy in a Swiss court. I'm familiar with Ed Harry. I'd never heard of Skins. Maybe that's just the demo I am. At the end of the month, Napoleon Purtis Beauty Empire announced the cult makeup chain's 56 Aussie stores had closed for stock takes. Administrators were appointed, and scores of stores have closed since. Again, another brand I'm not familiar with, and I do know about some makeup, but I'm not a new age bloke, I guess. Footwear trailblazers Shoes of Prey also made its demise in March this year, along with British fashion giant Karen Millen, which in September it revealed it would shut all Aussie stores, leaving around 80 jobs in peril. Well, if they're shutting the stores, the jobs aren't in peril, the jobs are gone. In October, celebrity chef Shannon Bennett's Melbourne burger chain Benny Burger was placed into administration, followed by 7 Red Rooster outlets here in Queensland just days later, and then Aussie active sensation Style Runner, which has since been sold to Ascent Group Limited. Just weeks ago, it was revealed that popular furniture and homewares company Zanui, did I say that right, had collapsed after it abruptly entered voluntary administration, leaving some angry customers in the lurch. So, Red Rooster is a brand I'm familiar with. Style Runner, nope. And Benny Burger, well, that's a Melbourne-based brand. And I guess with our experiences working for Lorna Jane as one of our clients, and how difficult it is to make money as a designer in the retail sector, I haven't really been chasing similar clients, so I'm not surprised they're not familiar with Style Runner. Just weeks ago, I've already read that. In November, Muscle Coach, a leading fitness company, was put into voluntary administration after a director received a devastating diagnosis, and the company racked up debts of almost $1 million. Now, I don't know if that's to do with the retail environment, or if that's more just to do with tragic personal circumstances. Then there's the famous Crinities restaurant chain, turned to enter into voluntary administration, with several of the 13 sites across the country set to be closed for good. It was closely followed by discount legend Dimmies, And then Co-op Bookshop, which went into administration, owing $15 million. And just weeks ago, fast fashion staple Bardot also went into voluntary administration, blaming a highly cluttered and increasingly discount-driven market, followed by Australian department store Harris Scarfe, which was placed into voluntary administration in mid-December. I know Rachel went and bought some special support or pants designed for pregnancy, and she got them at like an insane discount on Boxing Day. I think 40% off or something, and some of it was already discounted. And I mean, now a day later, it's much higher. So people, if they're making these purchases, they're waiting for sales. They're waiting for sales. Let me know did you pick up a bargain on Boxing Day? Because I know some people said they went out there and they spent a lot of money for Christmas. A lot of the blokes were saying in the comments, well, of course retail spending's down. How can they measure it before Christmas Eve? That's when we all do our shopping. Which I can completely respect and appreciate. So, where did it all go wrong for these iconic companies, and what does 2020 hold for our struggling retail sector? Now, we have to remember, whenever people ask questions like this, that our retail sector is about 10% of the workforce here in Australia, and that has flow-on effects to the rest of the economy. Even if you're not involved in it, your clients may be employed in the retail sector. You know, your business may be, may be dependent on people who work or provide services to these sectors. So it has a big impact. And here we go, sign of the times. According to Queensland University of Technology retail expert Dr. Gary Mortimer, there are two main factors that caused the downfall of many businesses in 2019: changing consumer tastes and overcrowded, hyper-competitive markets. And in the case of fashion brands like Bardot and Ed Harry, Dr. Mortimer said they usually had one thing in common: no point of difference. That's a very good point. That is a very good point. When you go shopping at all of these clothing brands, I mean, it's all the same, isn't it? There's very little point of difference. It's all the same stuff made in China, just with a different label on it. That means they've struggled to stand out from the crowd and compete with both Aussie retailers and big international players like Zara and H&M when it comes to mass-produced fast fashion at a middle market price. It's almost the perfect storm. No point of difference, a decline in discretionary spending, the entrance of global fast fashion retailers dominating the space, and of course, relentless discounting, which simply erodes profits, he told news.com.au. Dr. Mortimer said the fashion decline began around 2017 when David Lawrence, Marks, Rhodes and Beckett, Herringbone, Topshop, Orton, Maggie T, Diana Ferrara, Gap Australia, Eastprint Australia, Metallicus, Forever 21, and Laura Ashley all closed within 2 years. I mean, that's crazy. I didn't even know Herringbone closed. I really like their shirts. I do know some of these brands, guys. I do know some of these brands. I love the Herringbone shirts, the really expensive cotton shirts. Okay, I guess that's why they're all broken. I bought them that long ago. I haven't been doing my part to support them. Well, he said Skins and Style Runner also likely felt the pinch of the highly competitive athleisure market, which had taken off in recent years. When it comes to the food industry, Dr. Mortimer said the growth of fast casual dining and changing tastes and a focus on new and more exotic cuisines was hurting restaurants. He said Crinitis and celebrity chef Jamie Oliver's Italian chain, which suffered in 2018, had likely been affected as tastes had changed since the 1990s when Italian cuisine ruled and was still something of a novelty. Well, yeah, I guess. I mean, I wouldn't consider Italian cuisine a novelty anymore in Australia, would you? It's something people make at home. Spaghetti bol, spag bol. What's your favourite spag bol recipe, actually? Rachel has a really good one that, well, since we're keto, we don't eat anymore, or we don't eat with the spaghetti, we just have the bowl. Sadly, Dr. Mortimer predicts more retail pain in 2020, with the middle menswear market tipped to be particularly hard hit. He expects to see the announcement of more Big W store closures next year, and said the expansion target into fashion could affect other retailers as it had the capital to succeed. So there you go, guys. There is a bit of an overview of the retail sector last year and in previous years, and the takeaway that, well, there's really no difference between these businesses. I think that's combined with wage growth, which is non-existent, guys. GDP growth, which is slowing down, and just consumer sentiment at a lower level. People are their confidence is shot in the economy, and arrears rates are going up all around the country too with home loans. So interest rates, even though they're low, arrears rates are still climbing. So what do you think? What do you think next year will lead to? And is the hope that our treasurer has in property prices shooting up and that stimulating the economy and flowing through to the retailer, is that founded, or are people just going to decimate their debt? Anyway, guys, thank you for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Let me know your opinions in the comments below. If you want to help us produce more content, I have a Patreon where you can make a small monthly donation. We also have affiliate links with Amazon, eBay, and Independent Reserve. And we have our very own range of pocket squares handmade on the other side of this very house here in Queensland. You can find them on our website. Take care, everyone. Have a great day, and I will talk to you later. Bye now.